It is, but we're gonna give it a
Focus on I think the peanut sauce and less on your anger. Hey, you ate the whole thing. Is it peanut sauce?
No?
No?
Maybe?
That's a lot of sauce for, it looks like crushed up peanuts on top of it.
Maybe it's a peanut base.
What was on the sticks?
Zucchini, I think?
Oh.
Fabulous. Which one are you trying?
It's beef of some sort, and I don't have a knife.
Dig in. Okay, so we're trying this one. Kat already tried it, said it's fabulous. I've got a beautiful purple flower.
You're my purple flower.
That's incredible. Incredible. Oh my god.
I like your chopsticks.
Salty, but sweet.
And I don't know if you had some of the skin has like kind of like a crispy.
It does.
So good.
We didn't write. This is supposed to be a shrimp pot sticker. So we're gonna get the pot sticker, some sauce, a little bit of the cabbage there. It's probably gonna fall off. It's okay. Wow. Like immediately what comes through is ginger. Super ginger forward. And salty, like ginger and salt. The shrimp is kind of like an undertone to it.
Yeah, like I don't think I'd realize it was shrimp right off.
Yeah,
I'd have to think about it.
It was shrimp. I would actually think it was chicken if I didn't know that it was shrimp, but overall, super good.
It's a 2-bite dish.
Age,
Scallops. I just cut the scallops, and I'm pretty sure we're going back for more because it's cooked perfectly. Oh my god.
Like butter?
That's incredible. The scallop is not overcooked. It's beautifully soft and buttery with a slightly sweet finish.
But is it better than the ones we had in New Hampshire?
Yeah, actually it is. Like the
Blasphemy.
sweet corn complements the butteriness of the scallop so well. It's incredible.
Blasphemy.
All right, your turn. I think that's just a garnish.
It tastes good.
Is it? It's like lemongrass?
Yeah. It's got a good flavor to it. I do like corn, so I do appreciate all of the corn and all the things.
Mm-hmm. That's incredible, right?
It's on par with the ones we got.
So this would normally seem like a sacrilege to me. Wait, oh my goodness. So
Well, because it's not bone, it wouldn't be.
I thought it was going to be a bone, but it's supposed to be a vegan.
I was going to say, I don't think they would put vegan stuff in bone. I guess we should have asked him, does that mean you eat the whole thing?
Thank you.
Not a fan. That's a not a fan, the face from Maddie.
I'm not sure what I think of that.
Does it not taste like bone marrow at all?
It's nothing like bone marrow. This is supposed to be a bone marrow creme brulee.
With beef cheeks.
With beef cheeks, so.
Does it have the crack?
Got the crack. I'm guessing this is the beef cheek. Oh, sorry, cracking all of it. It's so interesting. So, the creme brulee has the consistency and largely the flavor of creme brulee. So it's very silky, very smooth, with that sugary kind of top to it. But then the beef cheek adds this super rich and salty component to it. It's interesting. I actually don't know if I could eat the whole thing of this. It's extremely rich dish. Good. I actually like it. Okay, since this is our first video, we forgot to go ahead and record our review at the event itself. So we're just going to go ahead and record a quick one here at home. So where do you want to start? You want to start with what it was like getting there?
All right, so we're talking about this was Field to
Feast 2024.
Yep. So we attended Field to Feast 2024. It was on February 10th. This was our first time attending, although this is about the 10th time that it was done. And it is a charity event benefiting kids, feeding kids in after school.
I think it's the Greater Orlando Food Bank.
Mm-hmm. After school programs. So getting there, it was out on the farm, out in the middle of nowhere. So we had the address, but when we passed by, it was just, and we missed it the first time, it was just like a handwritten sign, and thought that can't be it, and had to drive a few miles down the road to find a point to turn back. But so
yeah,
but once
it's a good hour from Orlando. So
yeah.
We're driving from Orlando, from the Disney area, and it's a good hour. So yeah, just prepare. It's out in farmland.
Yep. And just, pay attention when you get close to your destination.
Yep.
So.
All right. So I know since this is the first video, I didn't do a great job of kind of walking us through the event. So I just want to talk a little bit about the overall setup. So we were worried when we got there. We got there about 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes early. But found out like the charcuterie tent actually opened first. Which we went to, kind of had some tables, sat down, and got some champagne.
Yeah, there were a lot of people already there at that point.
Yeah, and it kind of opened in stages. So it was the charcuterie tent opened, then the like Epcot tables opened, and then they ended up opening the main areas. So do you want to go ahead and talk about some of those a little bit more? Want to talk about charcuterie or something first?
Yeah, the charcuterie was delicious. I mean, just as it sounds, it had fresh fruit, lots of different cheeses, brie, which is my favorite, a few little crunchy crackers and things like that, and then some cured meat and fresh honeycomb, and some nuts. And so that was just like everything was, all you cared to enjoy. You could go back up as many times as you wanted, and it was a huge selection, and yeah. That was really, really good. And then they had probably about 4 or 5 different things that they were either going to be at Food and Wine or they're trialing for Food and Wine. And so they had an oyster dish, they had a corn pudding dish, and they also had 2 different mixed drinks, which ended up being my favorite drinks of the day, because I prefer like a sweeter, fruity mixed drink. And later on, when the other tables opened, they didn't have any of those types of drinks. So if I had known that in the future, I would get a couple more of those to save for later. Yeah, I mean, I guess the tough part is you don't really know what the drinks are going to be in the main event either. So, because they did have, again, mixed drinks in the main event, but one was tequila based and the other was whiskey based. And neither of those are kind of your cup of tea. My cup of tea.
So then, yeah, those tables closed down and the main event tables opened up. It's super cool. You'll kind of see in the video that like at each one of the tables, it has its own like kitchen behind it, where they had like the chefs going ahead and cooking it and plating everything. Like, so nothing sat around for like more than a couple minutes, because it was basically right from the kitchen to the plate. And it was super, super good. Like it's an expensive event, but you're getting stuff that is
think of like gastro pub type of thing. So like the corn pudding thing that she was talking about had like freeze dried corn on top of the pudding, and then one of the drinks ended up having like nitro frozen blueberries in it. So it's like, kind of like gastro stuff. So I thought it was really, really impressive. And then I don't know, they had like 6 or 8 tents for like main food and then 2 tents for desserts.
Yep.
Kind of our highlights are included in the previous video. But of all of that, what do you think was your favorite food item at the event?
My favorite food was probably a tie between the duck, which in the video I originally thought that it was beef, because I just didn't read it. They do a nice job of, they have a little sign that tells you what each one of the things was, but I just didn't read it. So after the second bite, I thought, oh no, this is duck. That was amazing. And then my tie favorite was the scallops. I love scallops. And they were cooked perfectly, and I found out since I've started enjoying scallops that it's difficult to get nicely cooked scallops, especially in Florida.
Yeah, I would agree. I think scallops are probably my favorite dish, just because the quality of the shellfish themselves and the preparation was just off the charts. You couldn't have asked for something better. And then for uniqueness, I think I'm going to have to pick the bone marrow and beef cheek creme brulee. You see in the video, it's extremely rich dessert, but I've had creme brulee quite a few times, but never with like saute or like beef cheek on top of it.
And that it had a sweet thing, because it actually had like the sugar shell that a creme brulee would have. It's one of those, I took a little bite, it was interesting to have. I can say that I've now had creme brulee made out of bone marrow. Did I want any more of it? No. But I think that was actually the only food dish that I didn't enjoy.
Yeah, I would say the food dish that I probably didn't enjoy was the vegan bone marrow. Yeah, it was like mashed potatoes in a bitter turnip or something. I don't know.
It was some sort of root vegetable that was supposed to be the bone. I'm not really exactly sure what it was.
Yeah.
And then each food item was paired with a drink. Most of them were wine. Like you said, there were 2 mixed drinks. And there was somebody there who was pouring the drinks, who would tell you about, the different aromas of whatever you're drinking and how it complemented the food, and, all that fancy smancy stuff.
Yeah, no, it was a good event. So since this is Wallet and Wand, we like to go ahead and view everything through the lens of, was it worth it for the money we had to pay? So
we call that the green lens.
Yeah. So when we look at it through that green lens, it's an expensive event. What are your feelings?
Expensive, yes. It was about $400 for the 2 of us. I feel like as a yearly event, it was worth it. We will definitely go back, probably on a yearly basis.
Yeah, I think for $400, it was money well spent. So it's an entire event, is 3 hours or something like that. The quality of food is, unmatched in most places I've been to. Never been to a kind of an all-you-can-eat type of event where the food quality is that high. Plus, there were people talking about the drinks, the wines that went with it at every station. The charcuterie, they talked to you about like all the cheeses, where they came from, how they were made. So it's not just the food; it really is an entire experience. So yeah, even though $200 and something a plate, I would say it's well worth it. Plus, ultimately, it was a charity event, so I know I believe something like every dollar raised goes towards the Greater Orlando Food Bank. But fact check me on that if you are that curious.
And in general, I think being a charity event, that's what kind of made a lot of the service so good. I don't know about the people or the places that were actually serving the food, but definitely the people who were helping to clear the plates, they were so friendly. Never felt like you were putting them out, and before once you took your last bite, somebody was there to clear your plate. So they were really fast about that, and everybody was super friendly. And they also gave us a little gift bag when we left. So it included which probably the best item in there was a little box of chocolates from the ganachery at Disney Springs. And those were really, really good. We've had the ganachery chocolates before. And then they also had a stick of kale, or a bunch of kale in each bag.
A single stick?
Just one stick. No, a bunch of kale. Which we ate later with, that was really good. And I believe it was grown at the farm we were at, although there wasn't any information in there. And then a couple little, like, pot holders and, like, a can koozie and that kind of stuff. But
Yep.
it was a nice little touch at the end.
Overall, good event. I would definitely go back. Right.
Agreed.
All right, great. Well, if you've made it this far, thank you. And go ahead and like and subscribe. We're going to be trying to put out a video every week of our travels around Central Florida. Sometimes we might venture out further. All with the idea of, is it worth it for the money? Right? With our little green lens here. Is it worth it for the money? So, all right. Thanks again. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.